Good morning, beloveds. Okay, it is August 4th. Our title is Truth. Our first quote is, "Show me thy ways, O Lord, teach me thy paths." And that is Psalm 25:4. And then the other quote is, "Some draw one type of knowledge and some another, and all from the same source, the source of all knowledge." And that is The Science of Mind, page 45. Okay. Let's see. There are times in the lives of each of us when we are so frustrated and confused that no human being can help us. The better we come to know and practice the truth, the less we depend upon human assistance, and the more often we turn to God, the inner source of wisdom and guidance. All during my early life, I heard people speak of turning to God. I was not quite able to understand just what was meant. I had rather a confused idea of God built around a vision of a personality sitting somewhere on a throne. Through the years, however, there has built up within me a different conception of God. It has proved to be much more satisfying than the original. No more do I hold the vision of an austere old man. I replaced the man on the throne with a spirit which exists in all that is lovely, the basis of beauty, the very heart of love, the essence of joy, and the vibrance of health. And now, and always now, I turn to that divine power for guidance and direction. It never fails to lead me true with light and love onto the pathways of good. I am conscious that the life and intelligence within me is some part of the universal spirit. I know that my mind is one with infinite mind. Being so, I am continuously being guided and directed, and all my actions are controlled by spirit within me. I know exactly what to do in every situation. Every day brings some greater good and more blessing and greater self-expression. I give thanks for this guiding light. And it is WM, and I don't remember WM, so let me look that up really quick. WM is William Miller. Yes, Gabby. Come here. Come on. Come on. Gabby announced herself from the hallway, and she trotted in, but she had come. Nope, and then she's gone. Welcome to Life with Cats. Gabby is 17. You would not know that outside of the fact that she now climbs on things instead of jumping. She's this little 6.5-pound ball of orange fury, and always has been. And that is the truth of her. Okay, so let's go back to this. The first thing to unpack is the idea of giving up this image of God that many of us were raised with, of an austere old man sitting in a throne with a great big book, which frequently is not. It's not a comforting image. It's not a comforting image. I mean, it might be, and if it is, and you want to keep it, more power to you. But for most of us, it's not a comforting image. And so that's one of the things through William's spiritual journey, what William gave up was what he had been told that God was, and instead began to turn to his experience of God, his experience of spirit, understanding that his experience of spirit is the root of. It's the root of beauty. It's the root of joy. It's the root of love. It is where all of those things come from. Frequently, that's one of the reasons why we tend to use divine mind or the patterning intelligence. We are removing the personality because we all have them. We all have personalities, and we can have fairly mercurial personalities. They can shift and change, and we don't want that in God. We want God to be consistent. And God is consistent, because God is at the center of everything, everywhere, all of the time. Because God isn't material, because material changes. And God is not that. Now, everything that is material is made from God, but that's not what God is. God is so much more than that. And so in healing our relationship with truth, when we can let go of what we have been told about God. And that's really the kind of the secret here. It's to let go of what we've been told about God and to accept what we have ourselves experienced, to learn to trust our experience of God, and to understand that, like I said, it's the root of, I said joy, and but let's see what it is. Through the years, however, there has built up within me a different conception of God. It proved to be so much more satisfying than the original. No more, okay, hang on. I replaced the man on the throne with a spirit which exists in all that is lovely, a basis of beauty, the very heart of love, the essence of joy, the vibrance of health. It's like, go back to all of those qualities that Ernest has taught us that are God: peace, love, joy, harmony, happiness. And God is the root of that. God is the root of that. And so those are our experiences of God. And when we learn to trust that, rather than when we learn to trust our own experiences of that, rather than what we have been told about God, because, depending on who you listen to, people can say some pretty awful things about God, and so at some point we have to learn to trust ourselves, and we have to learn to trust our interaction with that spirit, with that patterning intelligence, with that divine mind, and understand that that mind is our mind, that it is the mind that we use. And once we get there once, it's easier to get back the next time. And then we can create that well-worn path to spirit. And the cool thing about spirit is for every step we take towards spirit, spirit runs towards us. So as we start to let go of what we have been told, what we have been taught, and start to use our own experiences, to do our own spiritual practices, to use our own words. And I would never advocate just getting rid of everything that you've been taught. It's like, if something is working for you, and that's what I love about Ernest, is like, you know what? If the Lord's Prayer works for you, by all means use it. If the Lord's Prayer works for you but one word, change that word. But if the Lord's Prayer does not speak to you at all, then let it go. And find something that does. Create your own prayer. And a lot of the ways that you can do that is starting with something that you've been taught, and then just gradually changing out the words until you've got something that's entirely your own. Entirely your own. Because Ernest says, nobody has all of the truth. Everybody has part of the truth. So do your own spiritual practice, do your own work, get to your own root, get to meet the source of your own being, and meet them on your level. Because every time you meet them on your level, you're going to go up a level. And you will create that well-worn path. So, and then you will know the pathways of good. They will become well-traveled paths for you. Okay, let me see. Was there anything? I don't think so. I do love the treatment. I am conscious that the life and intelligence within me is some part of the universal spirit. I know that my mind is one with infinite mind. Being so, I am continuously guided and directed, and all my actions are controlled, although I do have an issue with that word. All my action, I would say, that's where I would use the word guided. All my actions are guided by spirit within me. I know exactly what to do in every situation. Every day brings greater good, more blessings, and greater self-expression. And I give thanks for this guiding light. And really, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to give up the God we've been taught and experience the God that we know. And it may feel weird, and it may feel strange, and it may feel wrong. Especially, if you've been on that same pathway with that same idea of God for a long time. But I suggest, if it's not working for you, give up the idea of God that you've been taught and start exploring the idea of God that you are experiencing. And go back to the root of love and the root of beauty and the root of happiness and the root of joy. And you will find God there. And yes, it is work. But it is good work. It's not heavy work. Sometimes we've been carrying a burden of the idea of God for so long that the relief in setting it down and exploring a new idea of God can be so amazing and so uplifting and such a breath of fresh air that you will find a renewed sense of life. So, that's your mission. Whew. I don't give easy missions, but Spirit, it's worth it. It's always worth it. All right, the other one is the one that I suggest every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. I really do lean into the self-care aspect of that, which is why I say take a walk, take a nap, take all of that. But I also want to remind you that God wants us to enjoy life. So I am also leaning into doing something and being fully in the moment, really engaging all 5 of your senses and truly enjoying whatever it is. That could be a good meal. That could be time with a good friend. That could be a time with a 4-legged with fur, or 2-legged with feathers if you do birds, It could be as simple as drinking a cup of coffee, but really engaging all 5 of your senses, feeling the warmth of the cup in your hand, feeling the warmth of the liquid, tasting all of the flavors instead of just slamming it down. All right. That spiritual practice is, like I said, it is about self-care. It is about enjoying life. It is also about practicing on yourself, because you are a beloved child of God. And you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. So practice on yourself. Because practicing on people we love is easy. Practicing on strangers, pretty easy. Practicing on ourselves, that can be the challenge. So, but it also helps to create a bank. So days when you need a little extra, you got a little extra to share. Or a lot extra. Okay? That's why I say it every day. Okay. All of the rest of it is the stuff that you know. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. And I am the running Rev Ryan on all of the social medias that we are on. If you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. There are book studies going on. The best thing about the book studies is you can come and go as you need to. We've got a couple of classes starting up soon. I'm not sure when. Hence, email, because the hot links are hot. I know the lessons from Marcia, we were originally going to start today, but Marissa, who is the actual brain behind this, we're going to start it next Thursday. So if you're interested in the lesson from Marcia, that's going to start next Thursday at 7 on Zoom. So you can email for that link as well. And I think that's what I know is going on. So make sure that you do something to engage your body, your mind and your body today. Make sure you drink plenty of water. They keep talking about, these heat indexes in the Northeast. And I'm like, but we lived with that all summer. What? So drink plenty of water. It's hot. And make sure you get that bright light early in your day. It is, this eye keeps getting better and better. And then my brain kind of goes, ah! And so my brain is going, ah! Get that bright light early in your day to reset your circadian rhythms. Last night was the first night I got a really good night's sleep. So I think that's probably part of what's helping today with my brain going, ah! But open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you because it is a state of mind. It is a state of consciousness, which means we can create it wherever we are, anytime, because we are plugged into an inexhaustible source of love, kindness, compassion, spirit. So, take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. Okay. Yeah. I think that's what I know. So I'm going to tell you to have a good day, great day, amazing day, wondrous day, fantastic day, magical day, amazing day. Thursday. Because today is Thursday. An enchanting day, an enchanted day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. As I have said before and will say again, you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. All right. So go out and get you done, whatever it is that you're going to do today. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. Know that you're loved. I'll see you next time.